spice girls. We have lemon spice, we have green spice, we have 2 gingers, and we normally have scary spice, the UKIP chap. Actually, we're close to the breaking up point, and one member split off, and we're about to break up now on Thursday. One of us will have a successful solo career, and the others won't. None of you heard that joke, anyway, funnily enough, the church hustings we've done have been the only ones where people have been really strict on the time. And actually, we rather like that because you get through more questions. But I rather wonder if you're trying to send a message to your vicar about the length of his sermons and whether you use, I don't know if you use yellow and red cards for that. But I thought some of these, it can get a bit like a shopping list, reading out commitments from our manifesto of all the things we're going to do. So I thought I'd do something a little bit different tonight. And I thought I'd just say very briefly 3 reasons why I'm a Conservative. I've been asked this quite a lot in Cambridge, because people keep saying I sound a bit like a lefty, but I assure you I'm not. But I am a centre-right Conservative, and I wanted to stand in a place like Cambridge, because Cambridge is an open, tolerant city, where they don't expect the Conservative to talk about hunting Europe and immigration all day long. And that is the sort of Conservative I am, someone who doesn't want to talk about those things. And I want to start by saying, one of the reasons I'm a Conservative is I think we have been on the right side of all the really, really big, important questions. And the really, really big, important question facing this country at the moment is the economic crisis. And it gives me no pleasure in saying it, but every Labour government eventually runs out of money. And it does take somebody else to come in and sort it. As I was coming into the hall, someone from the Cambridge Socialist Party, who are also standing in this election, said to me, here comes the public spending cutters, the public services cutters. But for me, if you want to have decent public services, and you want to spend money on public services, you actually need a successful underlying economy, including a successful underlying private economy. 2 other reasons. One is, if we have a strapline for this economy, it's David Cameron's line about a big society. And what that means is that public services do need to be publicly funded, but they don't always need to be provided by the state. And for me, and I think this is a dividing point between me and some of the candidates, I do have a faith. I'm a typical C of E. I go to church a couple of times a year, and not a very good Christian, but I am a Christian. But for me, things like faith organisations, I understand that we shouldn't just fund them for the sake of funding them because they work at it. I understand that very often the motivating factor behind some of those organisations, the work in international development, the work in education, is faith. And I am a supporter of that. And then thirdly, the third reason why I'm a Conservative, I know there isn't an overwhelming hope of a Conservative government, in the same way as there was for Harold Wilson in 1964, or Tony Blair in 1997. And for me, that's because Conservatives don't believe in utopia. We believe in dealing with institutions and people as they are, and actually improving the country that way. And I've had my red card, so thank you very much.
Thank you.